Live here from Summer League in Las Vegas for day number 3 for us on the PHLY Sixers podcast presented by Rothman Orthopedics, Devon Givens, along with friend of the show from ESPN, Fran Fraschilla. Fran, how you doing, man?
Outstanding. This is the state fair of basketball in the country. It's crazy. Everybody's here. Young guys playing, catching up with guys like you, so it's fun.
Yeah, good time. It's always great to be here. And unfortunately for us, we have not yet had a chance to see VJ Edgecombe outside of the one game in Utah. But when we did speak pre-draft about him, what did you make of him being selected with the Sixers and how that fit might go once he eventually gets on the floor?
I think that first game was a good start to his resume. In Salt Lake City, you saw a lot of what we talked about once the Sixers drafted him. Tremendous kid, tremendous athlete. Sixers are doing the right thing. He's practicing, but I don't know if he's playing today. But they don't need to do anything to jeopardize him. You guys need to keep everybody healthy, and including your top pick. And I think Sixer fans got a taste of what they're going to expect from VJ in that one game in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, he looked really good, really explosive. He looked like one of the things that Derek Collin and I talked about after the game was the fact that he looked like he knew that he was the alpha of that team and how he displayed all of that, 27 shots and getting the shots up, the mid-range pull-ups, the attack in the basket, all of it.
It's a great point because, as you know, I saw him a lot in college, and I told you what a beautiful kid he is. And he's a wonderful young man. But on the court, he does have a quiet killer instinct. He's a very humble kid, but I think to your point, he knows, especially being the top pick and one of the top 3 picks, I got to show people that I'm worthy of the pick. And I think you're going to see that. I think you're going to see it throughout his rookie year. Now, he's got to take a step back because of the veterans. But I also think he's going to have moments of brilliance, and the future's bright for him, and the Sixers are going to love, and fans particularly, going to love having him part of it.
Fran Fraschilla from ESPN joining us here on the PHLY Sixers podcast live from Las Vegas. The second-round pick, number 35 overall, Johni Broome from Auburn, decorated career at Auburn, All-American. One thing for me, though, Fran, was I was curious of how he would translate to the NBA. A little more below the basket, and specifically with the Sixers. So how do you see him fitting in with this group?
I was impressed with him in Salt Lake City. Okay. I remember going to Phillies AA baseball in Reading and saying, wow, there's some good prospects here. And Summer League is really like AA baseball. And Janai, I thought Janai early on, he's hitting 300, I think Janai's going to make the team.
Absolutely.
He's going to make the team. And like when you talk about VJ, you're talking about projection. With Janai, because of his 5-year career, you're talking about production. And you see that in the second round. Guys that come into the league from 3, 4, 5 years of college, especially him playing at a high level. Remember the last college game he played in front of 70,000 in the Final Four. Yeah. And he's going to be a good role player. There are going to be times he's going to be overmatched with his lack of length. But if he makes it in a rotation, he's playing against guys that are also second unit guys. And so I expect him to make a contribution even this year.
Do you see like more of the 4 or the 5 based on, as you said, second unit, but hey, some of those second unit guys, if he's playing the 5, maybe they're a little bit quicker with their feet and they can get by him potentially or something along those lines. And even offensively, we know he can overpower guys and do what he does. He's very skilled. Lefties always have that advantage, right? We all know that. But how do you see that factoring out what positionally he's going to look like?
I trust Nick Nurse.
Okay.
I do.
I do too.
Because Nick's going to see opponents that he can say, you know what, hey, tonight you're going to play more 5. You know what, they're smaller or they're bigger, and the way you can play away from the basket, the way he handled the ball at Auburn as a big guy. I'm not going to be presumptuous and say this is how they'll use him, but I would say knowing Nick, knowing his great creative mind, he's going to find ways to utilize Janai's skills. And I think early on it's obviously going to be second unit type stuff.
Okay, last one. Thanks for educating us on that one. Last one, two-way guy, Hunter Sallis from Wake. Of course, started off at Gonzaga as a 5-star, and how talented he was coming in, transferred to Wake, all ACC player. What are they getting? Of course, 6'4" guy trying to figure out he can score, combo and all. What do you think of him?
I always loved his athleticism. I watched him at Gonzaga as a freshman. I saw him at Wake Forest. He's like a lot of guys out here. Again, I'll go back to AA baseball.
Right.
He has the athleticism to play in this league. He's got a skill level that I think has to keep being honed. I expect him probably to spend some time in Delaware, not knowing anything about their roster situation. But Hunter certainly is a kid that, with work, can play in this league. I'm not going to tell you it's going to happen overnight, but from what I've seen through the years at high school, Gonzaga, Wake Forest, he definitely has all the attributes of an NBA player. He's just got to hone his skills.
Yeah, he's one of the more intriguing ones for me. I can't wait to see him. Yes. Fran, always, man, thanks for spending some time with us.
We'll talk about VJ during the season.
Oh, no doubt. We know how to reach you, so we thank you. Fran Fraschilla from ESPN and Janai is here on the PHLY Sixers podcast, live from Las Vegas.